Hello, this is Audrey Munger, and this is my lab number 4 for Physics 2211 on oscillations. For my introduction and purpose, I chose the system to be the mass spring in the Earth and the surroundings to be none. We are using tracker and glow script to examine a spring mass system as the mass oscillates on the spring. I will relate the results from tracker and glow script to the fundamental physics principles, the energy principle, and the momentum principle. And the major results of this experiment is we will see the change in energy will oscillate around zero. The first important physics principle we look at in this lab is the energy principle. Three important equations we use are the equation for kinetic energy, the equation for spring potential energy, and the equation for gravitational potential energy. These three equations all contribute to the total change in energy. Another important physics principle is the momentum principle, which is also known as Newton's second law, and the velocity update formula and position update formula can both be derived from Newton's second law. So for my tracker analysis, I used the video provided in the Lab 4 instructions, and I tracked the mass's motion on the spring through each frame and tracker after it had been let go from the hand. After this, I copy and pasted the XY values I got into a Google Sheets page and saved all the values as a CSV file. This way I was able to download the file into my GlowScript code and create the GlowScript models that compared the tracker data to the computational data. Next, for my computational model, you can see some of my code here. On the left, you can see where I input the initial position and velocity values from my tracker data, and then use the position and velocity update formula to update those. Here you can see my three graphs from the GlowScript code. On the top right, you see my Y position versus time graph with the blue model data and the red experiment data. They have a pretty similar shape, but you can see that the red values are much higher. In the graph on the bottom left, you can see the change in total energy versus time, which the change in total energy is shown by the orange line, which stays always at 0. And this total change in energy is made up from the other three lines, the kinetic energy, the gravitational potential energy, and the spring potential energy, which all change in values that will still always add up to 0. If we compare side by side, we can see that my tracker model and computational model have the same general shape, but the red line, representing the tracker data, has higher values for both the Y and X position. We can also see that the blue model, which is the one from GlowScript, seems to be shifted slightly over to the right, which could be due to the air resistance that is not accounted for in the experimental plot. For the what does it mean section of the lab, the first question is the energy principle satisfied? The answer is yes, because the energy principle says the total change in energy of the system is equal to the work done by the surroundings. Since I chose the surroundings to be none, the work done by the surroundings should be 0. We can see that the change of energy is equal to 0, represented by the orange line in the graph, always staying at 0. The second question asks the period of oscillation from the x-coordinate data, which I found on tracker to be 5.603 seconds, and the period of oscillation from the y-coordinate data from tracker I also found to be 5.603 seconds. Thanks for watching.